Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me today for Convertible Conversations. This week, following Mother's Day, I'm giving you 5 different positive parenting points. And today I want to start out by asking, where do we get parenting help? Well, I have 6 wonderful children and in-laws and an equally wonderful wife, and we have 6 superlative grandchildren. If you're wondering why I used the strongest description for my grandkids, you probably don't have grandkids. All 10 of them, and I, of course, have had challenges, good times and bad times. Sometimes good times come out of the challenges. When our kids were born, I naively was surprised to find that babies don't come with an instruction manual. Grandkids are easier because we've had practice. But things happen. Kids don't do what we want. They put themselves in position to be harmed and harm others. Life can be hard. We get worn out and weary and burdened and come to the end of our rope, especially if you're a single parent. But all parents do. That's actually because we have an enemy. But the good news is we have a helper. Now, if we go through life and don't know about those two entities, parenting is much harder. See, without knowing that, we literally live in the dark and we don't know it. We just stumble around. Let's see where this started. When God, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit created human beings as their ultimate creation in their likeness and image, the 5 of them lived in total union and oneness. Everything was perfect. They enjoyed this amazing fellowship and community and the divine triune circle dance with God's nature, their agape love, and everything that flows from that love. Joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness and faith and gentleness, being under control of the Holy Spirit, compassion and mercy and grace, and so much more. They lived in a supernatural community that was unbelievably good. That's the very community that Jesus included us all in by his finished work at the cross. That's the community that God is continually working to restore us all to, and he will. Now, living in that community, we're actually in it objectively, but until we know it subjectively, we don't enjoy it, we don't get the benefits from it. Living, I believe, aware of that community and living in that community subjectively is our greatest need as a parent, mom or dad or grandparent. We've got this enemy that wants to control us. That enemy, call him whatever name you want, I believe is the voice that Adam and Eve heard in the garden. It's the voice of evil that we still hear that tempts us to get our needs met apart from God. All parents and grandparents, all of us, need to know that even though we want to be the very best parents possible, we have a formidable but defeated enemy who comes to steal and kill and destroy that abundant life that we want to have with our kids and our grandkids. Fortunately, though, we're not left helpless. Our helper, as Jesus calls the Holy Spirit, is infinitely stronger than the one who is in the world. The evil one is loud, that evil voice can be very convincing and scary. I picture it would be like if you or I, who doesn't have any experience, most of us, in jails, if we had the opportunity to tour a prison and we're walking down the hall on death row. There are people behind the bars who can't get to us and have no power over us, but they can yell at us, they can snarl at us, they can lie to us, they can insult us, they can tempt us, they can accuse us, they can attempt to deceive us, and their voices are very real. At that moment, it feels like they're our enemy. They would very much like to harm us, I believe, or at least some act like that. But we have a choice walking down that aisle. We can listen to them, or we can tune them out and listen to the teacher who lives in us. One of my favorite musical groups, Mercy Me, has a song called Greater is the One Living Inside of Me. It has several great lines, but one is this: I hear a voice and he calls me redeemed. When others say I'll never be enough, and greater is the one living inside of me. Let me do that again. I apologize. I've got allergies really bad here in Kansas this time of year. It's maybe the worst it's ever been. Here's the song from Mercy Me's Greater is the One Living Inside of Me. I hear a voice and he calls me redeemed. When others say I'll never be enough. And greater is the one living inside of me than he who is living in the world. That's the voice we parents and grandparents can listen to for real help. So positive parenting point number 2 is we have an enemy, but we have a helper who is infinitely stronger than that enemy. And we have the choice which one to listen to. All right, a little more tomorrow. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.